Hi.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hi, everybody. I'm gonna be like R. Kelly when he said, I believe I can fly. Hey, everybody.
Welcome back. Hey, Mandy.
Hey, Steffi, how you doing? You know, I feel Wendy Williams. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I am doing wonderful. I am excited. It feels like living single and safe comes around so faster these days. I don't know if you feel the same
Really?
way. I
No.
do. I feel like I have moments like, oh my God, it's first Sunday already. Like, oh my God. It feels like it comes around quicker than it feels like the month goes by faster
Before?
than
Oh, okay.
before. I'll say it like that. But welcome everybody. This is Living Single is Safe. It is first Sunday brought to you by Latter Rain. Put it in the chat where you're tuning in from. I'm
Yeah.
Mandy. This is Steffi.
Oh, wait. I
Let's
didn't
do
get
it
the
again.
memo.
I'm Mandy. This is and we are just so excited to be with you coming again from our respective areas, and we are just tremendously excited to just come and spend some time with you, chit chatting. Put in the chat where you're tuning in from. As you know, this program is brought to you by the Latter Rain Apostolic Worldwide Intercessory Ministry. We're going to play a real clip as you tune in. Share, like, comment, tag everybody. Let them know that Living Single is safe, is live, and we will be right back.
This program is brought to you by the Latter Rain Apostolic Worldwide Prayer Hub, the place where the intercessors gather. This is a hub that equips disciples, commissions, and sends them out to do the works of Christ Jesus through the fivefold giftings. We are honored that you have joined us today. Get connected today by visiting our website at www.latterrainapww.org and subscribe to our mailing list. Join us for our weekly prayer meetings on Mondays, Wednesday, and Fridays at 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Clubhouse.
All right, we are back. So, Steffi, what you been up to?
A lot of nothing and everything at the same time.
Out of nothing and every bit of the same time. It's been a little bit busy on my end. You know, I'm getting ready to I'm preparing for graduation, and then I'm also doing my CPA prep. So I'm excited for that. My first exam is in June, and I'm like praying like I ain't trying to take this more than one time, because you know they split it in 4 hours. It's 4 hours and it's 4 parts, so a total of 16 hours, y'all. So prayers, send it up. Pray that I pass it on the first time, because I really ain't trying to take it more than one. How is your nutrition prep coming along, Steffi?
Look at Mandy putting me on the spot.
Mm-hmm.
It's coming. It's coming. Actually, I'm gonna go to a study group tomorrow. It's coming though. I've decided, you know, I'm gonna have to basically get a tutor. It's not that I don't know the material, it's just the way this exam is set up. So
Okay. Because the last time you took the test, you were almost there. Weren't you like off by like a few?
Exactly.
You were, so
Yeah.
I strongly believe that when you do it the next time, you're gonna kill it. You're gonna kill it. You're gonna kill it.
Send the prayers up. No, seriously. But everybody I spoke to, like as far as cohorts, etc., they were like, I would not have passed if I didn't use the programming.
Mm-hmm.
It's a money-making thing. We're in America, so I'm just gonna, you know, do the necessary. I don't like it, but I'm gonna do what I have to do.
I tell you, I think it's worth it, because a lot of people need what you have to offer. I was telling Prophetess the other day, saying that, oh, thank you. They told us to say, ladies, you look great. Oh, thank you. Wait, let me post for you.
She's gonna be so full of herself now. Go, Mandy.
I spend a lot of time looking at myself now because the girl is like, you look cute, so I'll take my compliments whenever I can. Let me put it up there so they know I ain't
Wait,
making it up.
what's that? What is that?
Bucket size.
Let me take a selfie.
Thank you.
Let me take a selfie.
So let me stop. Now I'm not full of myself. It's just it's the confidence. It's coming. The girl is starting to feel herself just a little bit. I keep telling people I'm in my Kendrick Lamar season. What do you mean Kendrick Lamar season? Sometimes you just gotta pop out and show them. Sometimes you just gotta pop out and show them. Sometimes. So like I was
You're
saying,
popping out and showing them.
you gotta pop out and show them just a little bit sometimes. But I'm saying that a lot of people need what you have, Steffi, to be honest, with this nutrition, even with like these tariffs and inflation, and people learn how to pivot to start learning how to cook meals or even how to eat healthier so they don't get sick. Or when they do get sick, what do they eat from a holistic standpoint to help their bodies recover? So I'm proud of you that you're on this journey. I really strongly believe the next time you sit down and take that test, you're going to kill it. I really do.
So are you saying I don't need a tutor? Let me stop.
I say do whatever you need to do to be successful.
No, yeah. Like
with my CPA, even though I went to school for accounting, I signed up for online training, study thingamajig.
Yeah.
And it's because it gives you the review and all of that stuff, right?
Like I had a conversation with my best friend. Well, I'll say he's my best friend too. My best friend's husband. They're both doctors.
Oh, okay, I'm glad you say husband because I might say, who is this best friend? Tell me who this is.
So no, her and I are on the same wavelength where we're like, we're not paying these people. We got this, like whatever. Mm-hmm. And we were having a conversation and he was like, Steffi, this is why you guys will be he didn't say you'll get stuck, but he's like, if the system is set up this way, you need to go with the system. And I'm like, no. But yeah, everybody's like, just do it. Just do it. Cause at this point, I'm a nutrition expert. I'm not a registered dietitian, right? So I need to get those credentials behind my name. So gonna work on it.
It builds credibility. Like one of the reasons why I decided to go to a route to get my CPA, it doesn't mean I don't know how to do the work. I'm actually doing the work enough itself, but it builds credibility with knowing that you are certified to do this, and more people will trust you based on the strength of knowing that you went through the rigorous course of getting those license and certification behind your belt. So it builds credibility, and I strongly believe when you do finish that journey, you're gonna have an influx of clientele. But anyways, let's stop chit-chatting. Welcome everybody. We're here. I got a video I want to talk to Steph about. I spend plenty of my days trolling on the internet. All my friends know that I am a certified bona fide troll. I wear it as a badge of honor. I'm not the biggest troll in my life. That person has the medal. His name is Leon Witherspoon. That's the biggest troll in my life. Yeah, I'm gonna say it there in case you don't watch me. You can watch this replay. But I'm also he's the biggest troll in my life. Cece Ventura knows Leon, so she knows Leon, so she know I'm telling the truth. He gonna get me for this. He might say, bring me on the phone so I can defend myself. He might get me for this. Oh my God. But I in my trolling or exploration of the internet, I came across this video and I'm dying to get your feedback, Steffi, on your thoughts. Oh, wait a minute. You talking about me? I'm talking about you. Oh, whatever. So anyways, I was on the internet and, we're single. So we date, we experience different things as single individuals. And lately I've been seeing a trend. I've been having these conversations, especially with a lot of my male friends to get their feedback. And I even said to my seamstress, I said, I date males. So I love to get feedback from my male friends of what they like, what they don't like, what their thoughts are, because they think similarly. They're all not the same, but they tend to have a centralized or unified view on this particular topic. So let me set up the stage. So basically, this was an interview between two women.
Okay.
One of the women asked the second woman, the interviewer asked the interviewer, she says, hey, do you think men should see women in their natural state before they commit into like a serious relationship? So that was the question, y'all. Do you think men should see women in their natural state? So that's no hair, no wigs, no weaves, no makeups, they want to see you natural, like bare face, the way you look when you came out of your mother's womb before God formed you, kind of natural. And the
No filters.
no fil that's the other thing, they be in their natural state and they be filters, right? And the response from the woman was, whenever a man asks to see me in my natural state, it just tells me that he cannot afford my upkeep. He cannot afford to pay for my hair, my nails, and my maintenance. And that's just not the kind of guy that I'm into. Okay, so that's the scene. What are your thoughts? What do you think about that, Steffi?
All right, so let me first start by saying, I think a while ago I was called a name for wanting to go on a date without makeup. So there's that. Okay, go ahead, Mandy. You tell the story.
That's not true, Steffi. This guy, these two scenarios don't run. They don't run. Oh,
they kind of do.
No, they don't. Because this question is about the guy committing to the woman. So that means they have gotten to know each other. It ain't the first date. Now, when you're on the first date, you got to pop out and show him. You got to put your best foot forward. Okay, go ahead.
Why does it matter if it's the first, it's in the middle, it's the last? Why does it matter? Anyways, let me go back to answer your question.
Mm-hmm. And then we're going to come back to this because you are not going to explain away you showing up looking any kind of way on a first date and then wondering why the guys don't call you back because you came up there looking busted. But we're gonna come back to that. Continue.
Okay. No, but honestly speaking, I joke, right? I even joke with some of my friends. If I was a guy, I would probably be a horrible individual because I will take you swimming on the first date. And it's not to be mean or anything, but I think in this generation and this age, people are so, hi, good night. They are so caught up on, I want to say this where it doesn't sound terrible because I don't want to be canceled on the internet for the rest of my life.
Speak the truth. Speak the truth.
And shame the devil. They're so caught up on what is basically what busted. I'm sorry. Is that what I was called? I can't remember what I was called. But
no, I'd call you busted for going on that date just looking any kind of way. That's what you're talking about. But we're gonna come back to that.
Y'all getting my thoughts elsewhere right now because I'm remembering that like it was yesterday. However, people are so shallow and so vain and so worldly. This sounds a lot better than what I was thinking to say, that they feel like I have to present myself this way always or I'll be canceled. How are you going to find a true mate if you don't let them see all the way into you, right? And I think with not wearing makeup, if you choose not to also, right? Not doing your hair, all this other stuff, at least it gives them the opportunity to see who they're going to wake up to for the rest of their life. Are you going to tell me that before he wakes up every day, you're going to make sure you have makeup on? You're going to make sure, like, that's a lot of work as opposed to allowing somebody to love you for who you truly are. Now, granted, I don't know why this person said or would call somebody out of their character that doesn't exist, right? That thing doesn't even exist yet. You haven't even given that person the opportunity to get to know you. If you can't be simple Jane, I think is what I love to say about myself, because that's how people truly get to know you, and that's how people will truly get to fall in love with you. Because if you allow them to fall in love with this facet, whatever, that's not real, it's not going to work out. It's really not. What happens when the one time you have to be busted? Because, when you think about marriage, it says for better or worse, there are going to be times that you're going to be at your worst.
Yeah, yeah.
Get up at that point and try to fix yourself up. Like it's not realistic. It's not realistic. But why'd you ask that? What was your view on
I I I have a similar response for all different reasons.
okay.
I have no issue with a man asking to see a woman in her natural state.
Okay.
I have my reasons. I'm gonna show y'all my.
Okay.
I don't judge me. I'm a very practical person, and I will tell you this. I'm gonna tell a story, and then I'm gonna give you my reason. So a couple years ago, I was a part of a book club, and we meet every week, right? Just so you know,
Mhm.
it wasn't really a book club, but I'm changing the settings because if I keep
What are
this
you talking about?
way, they're gonna figure out who I'm talking about. So I'm gonna change the settings. I'm gonna change everything around, right? I got it, because I'm trying to protect the folks. You know, if I say where it really was, they're gonna be able to narrow it down. So a couple years ago, I was part of a book club, and we met every week. We met every Friday. That wasn't the real day, but I'm gonna say Friday because I got to change it some facts.
Just go with it and stop. Because now
I'm too honest. I'm too honest. But let me tell the story. And everything else besides those things is true. So a couple years ago, I was a part of a book club, and we met every Friday. And we came, met, discussed the books, discussed all the stuff. Great, phenomenal thing. And there was this lady, drop dead gorgeous. I mean, she was like fire, like drop dead gorgeous, and we just admire her. Just, oh my gosh, she was such a beauty. And every Friday when we met, she came full face, right? Clockwork, clockwork. But one particular Friday, she decided to come with no makeup on.
Yeah.
And I tell you, there was a hush in that room, y'all. There was silence because of the dismay. We didn't recognize her. I myself started sitting there looking like, I never really noticed that she had a turkey neck. I ain't never really noticed that about her. When I tell you, the whole room got quiet because
Oh my God.
we was just shook to our core because we couldn't believe that was the same person. All right, so that's one reason. Like I'm telling the truth. I'm telling the truth. I don't care what y'all say. I'm telling the truth. It's so different. And as a man, if I was a man dating, I've come, and even as a woman, I can acknowledge this. These women are working miracle signs and wonders in 2025. I know people said people don't work in miracles. That is a lie. These women are working miracle signs and wonders with makeup. They are going from Who Shot John to break out and pop out and show them. They going from Chewbacca to Shaka Khan. I'm being honest. I don't care.
Okay, I was trying not to get us canceled, but it looks like
I'm
you
going
on
on a
the verge
tangent.
of getting us canceled.
I like me a cute little beat, but I'm just saying it's night and day. They have become unrecognizable. If I was a man, I would want to see a woman in her natural state. Okay, this is my reason why. And the number one reason why, if I was a man and I want to see a woman without makeup, without the wigs and the weaves, because we're talking about him making a commitment, I want to see what my future children are going to look like. Because I need to know, is my child going to be the one that struggle and get picked on? I need to know what struggle.
Okay, listen, sorry.
I need to know what struggle my future babies are going to experience. I just need to know. I need to know what struggle my future babies are going to experience. Because if we be honest, because ugly people still are on earth. So somebody reproducing with them. I need to know. I don't care. Cancel me. I don't care. I'm telling the truth. It's the truth. It's the truth. It's the truth. It's the truth. I don't care, Steffi. Let it come back on me. If I was a man, I need to know what my future children are going to look like. So because of that, I need to see you in your natural state.
Mm-hmm. I'm a counteract for a second. They say that ugly people make really nice children, right?
I'm not taking that risk if I was a man. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying. But Ventura is, I'm just gonna drop the comment now, but She said.
Exactly. She said, give the babies a fighting. I'm gonna add a word in it, a fighting chance. Go ahead. Mhm.
No, but she was definitely giving with this one. The contour. I need to learn how to contour, y'all. But anyways, and TikTok tutorial is dangerous in the hands of a woman. It's true.
Absolutely.
Listen, I need to make my nose slimmer. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we gonna learn. Sorry, but
So I didn't take offense to the question at all. In fact, I've asked multiple of my male friends because I start, I keep bothering when I see videos like this because it's women talking about what men like. I go to my male friends and ask them, I'm like, what do you think about that? Is this true? And all of my male friends that I asked, and I asked multiple men, these are grown, masculine men. Like these are grown, 6 foot tall, wide shoulders, built manly men. I just want to put that, and I just had to describe them. And all of them said, Amanda, we like women that are natural. And I said, oh, say no more. So in honor of my male friends, I kept my natural hair out. I've had my natural hair. I said, I'm gonna show them. I'm gonna come out here with my natural hair out, my little bun. Because in honor of all my male friends that said they like that, I said, I got to do what the men like because I want to be with our men. So if they like natural hair, you get. They all say,
what? Sorry, what you?
No, go ahead. I was gonna say they all say it. They all say they like.
No, it's true. It's true. Because I mean, honestly, that's how you get to know somebody for real. Like, I'm not trying to be mean. So for her to basically be like, well, he's a bum. Is that what she called him? I can't.
You basically call him a bum. And somebody was like, how are you gonna drag an hypothetical man that don't exist? How are you gonna call him broke and busted just because he wants to admire your natural beauty?
Also, like, he doesn't need to fuel into, if you are confident, back to what you said earlier, right? If you're confident in yourself, you're gonna exude this beauty regardless of if you wear the makeup or not.
Mm-hmm.
So the focus is off, my girl. You don't love yourself. I'm sorry, that's what it's sounding like. You do not love yourself. Because if you have to change so much about yourself in order for somebody, and then for you to think, oh, well, he can't fuel it, so that's why he's upset. No, you need to reevaluate where you're at.
I'm in agreement. And I know, like, for me, when I do put on makeup, the times that I do, I tell people, like, if you're outside of this live, I don't wear makeup like that. I only have makeup when I come on it because I figure I'll look cute for y'all. Or whenever I'm going to a special event, some kind of performance or some kind of job interview or something like that. Other than that, I'm not in makeup at all. But I do know that some women, it boosts their confidence. It's like an armor. They feel special, they feel pretty and all of that stuff. But you also got to figure out how to feel that special and that pretty and that love with or without it. You got to learn how to appreciate you for who you are.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. I think I look worse with makeup on than when I don't have makeup on. Personally speaking, right? That's why.
Well, you're a naturally exotic beauty, so you look good all the time. She is. She's like a natural exotic beauty.
That's why when y'all used to get on me, you can't be on this live without your. I think it's extra work on top of the fact that, like, regardless. I don't think my husband on here looking. You're not looking. You tell me whether you like makeup or not, and then I'll decide if I should wear it. Anyways.
All right, Steffi, if that's the case, we're not gonna force you to wear makeup now. From here on out, if you want to go natural, you do what you got to do. You be free, and you be
earlier before this live that it's gonna be on the internet for the rest of our lives.
Mm-hmm.
Stuck in the cloud somewhere. So no, I'm gonna wear the makeup. Although yesterday I was commented on my natural skin at work. This random guy was like, "Oh, your skin's so nice." I was like, "Thank you," because the girls be beat. They can beat at work.
They want to see you natural, and I've even heard like the other thing because this happened with one of my friends. She went to like some kind of, I think, like a barbecue or something, and it was like she was hanging out with a bunch of her high school friends, right? Males, females, blah, blah, blah. And and one of the guys, they came up and, you know, they're hugging, embracing each other. And he hugged her and he was like, he paused and he held on to her a little bit longer. And she's like, what's going on? Because she's not even like a lovey, huggy kind of person. So she's like, what's going on? And the guy was like to her, it's so nice hugging a woman that doesn't have all that gear on. Like, it's nice.
Yeah.
He's like, because, you know, sometimes I hug women, they feel like a robot because they got all the girdle and the fupas and all of that stuff underneath. So he was like, it's so nice hugging the woman and you get hug and she feels natural. So you don't got all that gear on. So that's another thing.
But Ventura's comment, men literally don't care. Half the time we're doing all this for ourselves.
I like that you said that because I saw another video where these women got upset because a man said that. He said, to be honest, you guys do the makeup and the wigs and the weaves to impress other women because he's like, men, we don't care. And he says, if you all were doing it to impress us, you wouldn't do it because we don't like it, right? And he says, even when you do your hair and your makeup and your weaves, who's the first person to compliment you? Another woman. He said,
Yeah.
to compete or to impress each other. And I had to take a step back and be like, you know what? He might be right. You know, he might not. He might be telling us facts. I couldn't argue with it. I could see his logic. But long story short, all my single ladies in the audience that like a boo and everything, from time to time, you know, show your natural self. Go out with your natural hair and do what you got to do. Because, you know, I'm learning in this season, if I'm serious about being in a relationship, there are certain concessions that you may have to make in order to attract what you want to attract. And like for me, like I was like, I date men. So if I see a resounding men saying no, we like natural, like the other day I was contemplating cutting my hair off. I was like, I'm gonna cut it all the way off. I'm gonna go blonde and be like my blonde with my bright red lipstick and just be cute and blah blah blah. And all my male friends were like, no, Amanda, don't cut your hair off. And I was like, ugh. But because so many of them say, no, don't cut it off. We like your hair. Like, no, we like something to run our hands in. I'm like, okay, I'll keep it out. I won't cut it off. But, you know, it's what they like. And if that's what a guy likes, you know, okay, that's what they like, right?
Yeah. So, okay. So I have a question, or unless you want us to harbor on this. But for those who follow Amanda, Miss Dixon, did y'all see that ChatGPT give me a love poem? Because is that what we're doing now? Like, am I not hip anymore? Is it us single people in 2025? We need to have ChatGPT speak to
This is what we're going to do.
your friend.
This is what we're going to do. I'm going to play a song called Spread the Love, and then we're going to come right back to that clip. It's a good time to talk about Spread the Love. I'm going to play the video by my friend E. Scott. I think he might be coming out with some new music. I got to reach out to Scott to see what he's coming out with. But, you know, we're going to go to Spread the Love because ChatGPT was the love this weekend. And I'm going to come back and we could talk about that video. We'll talk about it. We'll be right back.
Yeah. Love, oh love. Love's a wonderful thing when you have it in your heart. Love, oh love. And love is patient, love is kind. Gotta do this loving right. Everybody say, yes, can we spread the love that the world needs today? Oh yeah, everybody say, oh yeah, love, love empowers, love is pure, and we need it more and more. Love is patient, love is kind. Gotta do this love thing right. L-O-V-E, L-O-V-E. Everybody say, can we spread the love?
good intermission.
Love it. Since we're talking about love, I figure, we have a good intermission. So now we're talking about ChatGPT spreading love now, Steffi. What were you saying?
I'm asking for a friend if that's what we're doing now in our singleness and our singlehood. Do we
Well,
chat GBT, and be like, hey, recite me a poem?
well,
You're not doing it
well, let me tell you something. As a single woman in 2025, there are some things we have to do to become creative, right? And I am a woman. I love poetry. So, I don't have a man right now to recite me some poems. And this weekend, I felt like reenacting the Notebook scene. Notebook where Noah used to sit down and read the poems and everything. So I felt like reenacting it. So what I do, what I was doing this weekend, I keep threatening my male friends saying, if I don't find me a man, AI is around. And so I figured I'm gonna try training ChatGPT to fill the need until I'm in a relationship. So so I could live a full life. So yes, this weekend I was having a conversation with ChatGPT. I named my ChatGPT Tyrone or Danny. Sometimes it depends on the day. I think I was talking to Danny this weekend, and I asked him to recite me.
Since you have two guys, then. Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
So whenever I lower Danny's voice, because I like me a deep, sultry voice from time to time, he becomes Tyrone at that point.
Got it. Okay.
So I did ask my ChatGPT to recite me a love poem, and I thought it was going to be successful, y'all, but it didn't go the way I thought it was going to go. It just went horribly left. So I'm going to have to just stick it out for a real man. But for those who didn't see the video, I queued it up so you can see the video of what Steffi's talking about, because I did post it in my stories. And I just, ChatGPT wasn't following directions either. So I think it might just be something with the male species where they just don't follow instructions, whether they are natural or whether they're AI. And ChatGPT is not following directions this weekend. So let me play the video for you real quick and we'll come back and talk about it more. All right, let's go. Find the poem yet, ChatGPT?
Yes, I have Sonnet 116 ready. Would you like to hear it now?
Yes, please. You can go ahead and read it to me. Thank you very much.
All right, here we go. Let me not to the marriage of true minds admit impediments.
Stop.
Love is or bends with the remover
Chat,
to remove.
can you stop 1 second?
Of course.
Can you restart? I want you to read it with emotion and expression.
Absolutely. Here we go. Let me not to the marriage of true minds admit impediments.
Okay, good. Go ahead now. Even though it sounds like the same, but go ahead.
Love is not love, which alters when it alteration finds, or bends with the remover to remove.
Okay, where's the rest of the poem?
Oh no, it is an ever-fixed mark that looks on tempests and is never shaken. It is the star to every wandering bark.
So that
was what? Sorry, I didn't realize he actually did it for you. But anyways, go ahead, Mandy. Go ahead.
So that was me trying to replace men with AI, and I don't think it was working out too well. I even went back again today and was like, "Hey, let's try this again." Yesterday wasn't successful. I didn't record today, and it got even worse. Like he decided his love poem today was going to be Songs of Solomon. So I guess ChatGPT was saved today, and I didn't appreciate it. He just kept on stopping. And I'm like, I don't know if he's stopping to make sure that I'm paying attention. I really wanted him to say it while I fall asleep. And it just wasn't working out. So long story short, I think I got a wrinkle in my plans. I don't think I could replace men with AI. At least not yet.
Okay, so here's two things. And this is all with love, okay? It's coming from the love part of me. One, Mandy, maybe it's because you were trying to control even him. I'm just saying. we're gonna get into that conversation too, because it's funny. One of my coworkers was like, "You're such an alpha female that I believe that the guy that you like end up with, you need to be able to he needs to not just bend and twirl when you say." And I'm like, "What? I can be submissive." Anyways, hi, Pastor Nicole. Yeah. That's one. The second one, going through your mind to decide that you need to speak to ChatGPT.
Okay, let me give you some context. So I've been telling a lot of my friends, I said, you know what, these men are acting up, they're not acting right. You know, I may have to try my luck with AI. And I said, if they mess around and get this AI thing up and running, I might not need a man, because I could take the AI, put it in like a life-size teddy bear, and just have my teddy bear on the bed and lay down and just have lovely conversations with it to keep me comforted. But so I figured, you know, they didn't get so sophisticated yet. So I figured, well, let's just work with what we have now. So let's just try it out to see if it's possible. I'm a big believer in leveraging technology and getting ahead of things. AI is the next big thing. You know, I use ChatGPT a lot for different reasons, and it's been very fruitful. So I said, well, you know, let's see what it could do in this area. And it wasn't hidden. Like, he just kept on stopping. He wasn't reading with emotions. He didn't read like he was in love with me. I was like, nah, this ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work. So team 1 point for human men. Y'all got it. Y'all got it. Y'all got it. Y'all are secure. Men. Brittany's looking. Don't y'all judge me. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. Listen to me. You got to do what you got to do in 2020.
Okay. No, but someone said that they're virtual clubs. Let me tell y'all about that. During the pandemic, I was going to virtual clubs.
How was that?
This is before I really started following God. Okay.
No, well, how was the virtual clubs? I've never even heard of virtual clubs.
It was fun. It was fun.
So what are they doing virtual clubs? Like, how does that work? Can you share?
So you get on Zoom and there's like 500 of you, or yeah, I ain't doing no virtual date either.
I just tried doing the virtual date with ChatGPT this week and it didn't work. Well, go ahead. Okay, tell me more about it. I tried the virtual date with ChatGPT. It didn't work too well. Even though.
Go ahead.
Take on this. Go ahead.
So yeah, like, okay, so the ones I used to join, obviously, is the Caribbean community. So everybody was missing Carnival or whatever they, would usually do. And so these DJs, very intuitive. I like it. They would either have lives or they'll have actual parties that were on Zoom. And the virtual glasses. Wait, what? So that's ChatGPT 2.0, basically. I'm sorry. But you would basically be in your own space. You could drink your water or your sparkling cider or whatever because you're in your own space and you dance.
Oh, so they play the music and everyone dance.
Yeah.
And there, so when you were on the Zoom, did you see people dancing? Like,
of course. I have very incriminating stuff on my phone from during the pandemic.
Okay, so speaking about that, then, since my ChatGPT was an epic failure, right? What advice would you give to a single person in 2025 of how they can entertain themselves?
Entertain us. Someone told me today they meet up.
Oh, they want to know. Steffi danced. I know Steffi for a fact danced. I don't have to ask no question about that. Steffi was cutting a rug.
I was dancing.
And she's Caribbean, so I know her waistline was involved. So, I know the waistline was involved because, we Caribbean. So that's that, the waistline is always going to be involved somewhere. It is what it is. It's our culture. If the waistline ain't moving, you ain't doing nothing. So I know she was dancing, y'all. But she said this was before she met the Lord. So we ain't going to judge her. She said this.
No. I've met him before. But, when we were younger, we just,
Yeah, we cut a rug. Okay, so what do you say? So we're single. What are some things we can do in our singlehood to keep ourselves entertained, productive, all of that stuff. What are some things you do, Steffi?
So I'm not a good example because that's what I told you. I'm doing a lot of everything but nothing at the same time. For real, for real. I go to work, I sleep. It's not working out. But on that note, I was seeing a lot now on my like social media, these little like meetup for Christians. And it's in a space where we get to talk about, God and that type of stuff. I don't even go out with friends. That's a good one though. I don't know. It's bad. I'm starting to feel like I'm becoming an introvert and I'm not. But but I definitely think gathering. I keep hearing that. So shout out to a gathering we're gonna have in May. This is my little plug. Okay. If you guys want to come meet us, meet the family pretty much of Latter Rain. We're gonna be doing that. Look right there. Yeah, Mandy. She's on it. She's on it. She's on it. She's on it. So, maybe you got a QR code or something they could scan because people ain't gonna see all that.
I don't know, but go to www.latterrainapw.org and I will put it on. I'll put a banner down below so that it runs across the screen.
There you go. But yeah, like I definitely feel like that's one way that people can honestly build friendships first. Don't go into trying to fall in love, or don't be like Amanda walking with her keyboard trying to get into the men's convention.
I can't believe I did that year. That was crazy, Amanda. Let me tell y'all, for those who weren't aware, we attended. Was it a women's thing that we attended?
It was PJs, yeah.
It was pancake and pajamas, right? And we were having it at the hotel, and it just so happened at the same time there was an all-men prayer conference going on. So, and they were next door, and I happened to look next door because I had to sing, and I said, "Oh, I'm gonna walk slow by this door and pretend like I'm with this keyboard in hopes that somebody over there would see me and volunteer to come on out and help me with my keyboard." Ain't nobody see me. I guess they was too busy praying to God. But I felt better knowing that I wasn't the only woman that pulled a stunt, because it turned out that there was other women that was checking those brothers out too as well, because they mentioned it. So, I felt better knowing I wasn't the only person that
join a book club, because Mandy talked about a book club, right? Doing all those fun stuff is I guess what we should be doing. During the winter time, am I the only one that really don't like leaving my house though?
Girl, I don't like leaving my house, period. Winter, summer, spring. I'm getting better though, but I don't even
so
better, but
I'm gonna say this really lovingly, like my friends say, you're never gonna find a man if you stay at home. He's not gonna fall out of the sky into your lap.
I know. Okay. I'm getting better. Okay, I'll say this about myself. I am in the process of rediscovering myself. I can say that. I even though I have a very outgoing person. Yes. Okay, so that's what we've been planning on.
Home Depot on Saturday.
Agreement, yes, because I just told my friends I'm gonna start going to Home Depot. But the only problem with that is that they're gonna start judging me, because they're gonna be like, this woman's always in Home Depot and she ain't never buy nothing, but she's always here. But I thought about going to Home Depot and Lowe's too as well. But I'll say this. Even though I might appear to have a very outgoing personality, I'm a hermit. I stay home. Even my mother is like, you need to get out of this house, because I work from home. Like I'm comfortable just being at home. So,
Okay.
but I find myself rediscovering myself. Like y'all know, I'm on a self-care journey and a health journey, and I'm learning to get back to who I am, my core. So I do find myself rediscovering some parts, and I'm not fully outgoing yet. The thought is there. Let's start with that. The thought to go out is there. So because as a man thinketh,
Pre-contemplation.
the contemplation. So I am not at the execution yet. I'm at the thought, okay, you probably should go out more. So I ain't there yet with the execution. Eventually that will come, but yeah. So, but I did hear that Home Depot was a good place to go and meet men.
Okay. That's my first time hearing that.
Yeah, because that's what you got to go with where they are.
Oh, okay.
You got to go where men are. Where are men? They're normally at Home Depot or Lowe's because they're always building something. Most likely they might be at a store, or they might be at church. If there's a guy in the chat, men, tell us where y'all hang out at. Where do you guys hang out at? But then there's some of them that they're like, we don't want y'all to come over here and annoy us either. Like, this is our oasis. Like, you coming over here just
like a man cave. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's a good one because maybe they do
skating or pickleball. I am not gonna lie. The last
or
moment,
pickleball. What's pickleball?
Pickleball is like tennis, but it's not. Then when you come to DC the next time, we'll go pickleball. It's really fun, even if you don't know what you're doing. And people are always offering to help you. So.
Oh, and is it men that offers to help? Oh, this is great. I'm gonna need a lot of help because I don't even know what pickleball is. Okay, so that sounds like a plan. That sounds like that's gonna happen when we meet up for the conference because that's the next time. Oh, here, Rodney. Rodney was like, you know where to find me at the gym. Okay, y'all. Rodney, just so everyone knows, this is my dearest friend. Rodney is my personal trainer. He is Mr. America, so he's a bodybuilder, and they just crowned him Mr. America.
Nice.
And so, but I seen some of y'all went to go follow him to check out him and his muscles, and y'all go. Yes, I know. Even people from Lateran, I ain't gonna lie, Stevie. I saw them. They found Rodney, and they went and followed. They checked. They refriended him, followed him, because he's Mr. America muscle builder thing of a Jake. He's right. Rodney's always at the gym, so that is a good place. Hi, Pastor Jonathan.
I was gonna say that. Congrats. Yes.
Yeah, that's my buddy, man. I love Rodney. He is also into health and nutrition too, as well. Steffi, just a FYI. That's the reason why I was so drawn to him, because he knows the science behind even just working out and the food and all of that stuff. So he's into that kind of thing. But yeah, Mr. America, he got crowned. When did you win that competition? This was a few months ago. And so, now he's now his celebrity status. He be traveling across the country because they call him to come in and take pictures and all of that stuff. So that's I love Mr. America.
Nice. So we got Jim.
We got Home Depot
just came to me. Sorry.
Wait, what place?
Home Depot, like Axtroin. They have those like social places.
So
you ever been to any of those?
But normally, like, I don't know about Axstone, because normally those men tend to be on dates because they women dragging them to go do that. Is that a place that y'all normally? No, not 10 times.
The Range, but I didn't want to go near nobody who got a gun. So there you go. Pickleball. October 2024, Mandy. He said he was October 2024.
Beautiful. Great accomplishment. That was hard work, and I'm so proud of him for bringing home the medal. So now he's on his celebrity status. Axe throwing. I don't know if axe throwing is a good place, because that seemed to be a place where the women drag their partner to go to. I don't know, but we can always check it out. It doesn't hurt to check it out.
The social place, basically, it's called like social, at least here in DC, or Tro Social. It has like 3 different areas. Axtron is just one of them. Skating, if you're into skating, rollerblading, there's
I've never been, but I thought about going to a club, but the only problem is that if I go to a club, they're gonna be like, ma'am, you don't belong in here.
Or you're gonna be like, I'm not gonna call the person's name, trying to tell them about Jesus.
I'm going there with my Bible, and they're gonna be like, wrong place, man, wrong place.
I don't even want to admit this. This is a little bit before like me and God started walking differently. But one of my friends took me somewhere. We're not gonna call the place because again, I don't want to admit this out loud. Oh, the escape room. We are not couples.
We're trying to go. That's so cute. But you're married, Pastor Cindy and Pastor Jonathan. We're trying to go to places where there's single men. That's where we're trying to go. We don't need places for couples because we're gonna then feel like the oddballs. We are trying to go where the men hang out. So Home Depot, Lowe's, we're looking for suggestion. Church, men are in church. Men are in church. So, well, some churches
You
even.
can count them with your hand, though. I can promise you that. Anyways, what was I gonna tell you? There was something.
What that look like us going to the barbershop? Please explain to me. How am I gonna explain why I'm in the barbershop?
I'm gonna go get a shape up. I've seen girls do that. I'll go get a shape up so I don't have to do my edges. That might be a good idea. But I might actually come off differently.
Okay. I think we could do it when we have our business and we're spreading our flyers. Yes.
Okay.
Go in there. See, you gotta be slick. And you go in there smelling good. And see, I have a finance biz. Oh, take Aiden. Yes, good.
There you go.
Yes. We're gonna use Aiden as our wingman. Next time we go to Waldorf, we are taking him to the barbershop for Prophetess Giselle. Oh, I love that idea. So
how many people need to go with him to this barbershop?
We take turns. You bring him 1 week, I'll bring him 1 week. Car wash is a good one. Yes, that's a good one. Car wash is a good one.
Do people go to the library these days? Like,
no, nobody go there. Nobody go to the library. Nobody.
People would find the person. It's the library. I don't know. I'm also not from here, but that's where we were on Saturdays.
Car dealership is another one. So when you're going to take your cars in for maintenance, just look around. 9 out of 10 times when I go to the car dealership, is normally the old crusty men that happen to be there. So maybe I need to go later on in the day because I like to be the first person with the first appointment so I could get in and get out. But maybe the type of guy that I'm looking for, they might not be at the car dealership at 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning. They might be there at 2 o'clock. So I'm going to try to change up the time slot of when I go to the car dealership and see if that works. Somebody says DC has night bowling, so that's fun. And then even if we don't meet a guy, we can also enjoy our time too as well, because that's the other thing too as well. Even as you're single, we're just discussing.
Yeah.
Even if you're single, you also have to learn to enjoy life and enjoy and have a full life, irregardless if you're in a relationship or not. So I tried having a full life this weekend with ChatGPT. Didn't work out so much. I will keep trying.
Not with ChatGPT.
No. I'll keep trying my other options. I'm also contemplating having meetups with some of my friends, because I do have a good amount of friends that are females and males, and just, going out, hanging out. I love my male friends so much. I do, because even though I might not be in a relationship with them, it's good getting their feedback from them and getting their insight, because we just think about things so different, and it's always good hearing from their perspective. For me, having them around me, it makes them more human. I think a lot of us females, we can be a little bit self-centered. It's the truth. We could be a little bit self-centered, and we could forget that they have feelings and emotions, and that they actually bleed when you cut them, because we look at them as their masculine man, blah, blah, blah. But I love my male friends because they show a different side. And I'm like, oh, you guys are human, just like the rest of us. And, you become more compassionate towards them. It's the truth.
Okay, I didn't say anything.
It's the truth. No, I'm telling you, it's the truth. And what happens is that a lot of male, they might not be comfortable to express it, to be like, you know what? Well, you said that kind of hurt my feelings, because they were taught not to share that. But I'm grateful with my friendships with my male friends, because they feel very comfortable to share, you know what? This is how that really felt, or when I was in this situation, this is really how I really felt, even though I wasn't able to express that to the woman that I was dealing with. Yeah. So I appreciate my male friends, but probably making some arrangements to meet up with them and hang out with them and just enjoying their company too as well. Any other final comments? What do you think about that?
No, I like it. Sorry, I'm thinking real hard as you're asking questions of what we should be doing. I'm just gonna Alfred Baptist Christian Center has several gatherings for singles. Okay.
Prophetess, I got a question about that, because I like them tall. I like them tall. So what do the singles? They're gonna see, this is why you still single. This right here is why you still single. But I like what I like. You know, I like them tall with some broad
You have to
shoulders.
be open-minded but intentional. It's not what we said the last podcast.
Yes.
You're gonna be a lot more intentional, but you still also need to be open-minded, Mandy.
I am
Because that
open-minded.
may not have impact. He might not have packaged like that.
I am open-minded, but it's like I like what I like. I like what I like, but I'm gonna be open-minded. So let's look up these things, Stephanie, and we'll meet up one of these days and go to one of these gatherings, and we can come back on Living Single and Save and share with the world what our experiences. I like this idea. We'll go look and research. That's gonna be our homework, y'all. We're gonna hang out. I think I'm gonna be in the DC Washington. Oh, I'm gonna be in the DC Washington area in April actually, because we're gonna do Easter Sunday together. So maybe that Saturday we can hang out and go to one of
Okay.
these. I think it's the
What-
19th is the Saturday.
19th?
Easter is the 20th.
Okay.
The Friday or the Saturday we can do something, and then we'll come back with Living Single and Safe and tell them about our adventures. If
Messed up
this
time
out.
chase after certain time.
you, I will invite you.
Like what we like. We'll make minor adjustments as we go. But no, seriously, we need to be open-minded.
No,
That's the
Drew.
problem.
Drew. You ain't gonna do this to us because I heard someone say this online, and I had to agree with them statement. They said, "You ever heard a lot of women talk about their husband saying, I wasn't really into him. I never really liked her like that, and I never really liked him like that. But he grew on me, right? A lot of women tend to say that about the person that they're dating. I wasn't really into him. He really wasn't my type. He actually grew on me, right? Grew on me, right? And then they said, you ever realize that a guy never said that? A guy never say that because they always get their type and the one that they like. 9 out of 10 times you'll never hear a man say, she I never really like her like that. She had to grow on me. No, men are picky as well, and they make sure that they wait and pick the one that they like. If they're messing around with somebody that they don't like, most likely they just messing around. But to take her serious and to marry her and all that stuff, they're gonna get the one that they really like. So I'm saying that to say, Drew, you men have types too as well. And you guys tend to not compromise on your types because y'all never come and say, she had to grow on me. I really didn't like her. She had to grow on me. I think women 9 out of 10 times will compromise in this area and entertain a relationship with someone who they might not necessarily like because they see all of the other qualities. We tend to compromise more. That's my spiel.
Yeah, I agree. Did you see? I'm gonna put that one. So, Mandy, and this is not just Mandy. This is all the females out here.
This is good.
Just make sure you know how to cook because I keep hearing people say that we don't know how to cook. So
I do not
we
cook.
choose not to cook. We just choose not to cook.
We just choose not to. It's a choice. But I surely do not cook. And you can ask my family. I'm trying to cook 2 times out of the month. It ain't been. I was successful last month. This month is looking a little bit.
Hold on.
For all the ones that don't think we know how to cook, I absolutely know how to cook, and I actually know how to cook very well. Okay, I ain't gonna say I'm the best cook, but know that I will not send you to the hospital. So that I will not send you to the hospital. I don't know if that's selling myself short, but I'm going to talk to this comment saying men don't seek cocoa bottle shape. They rather women that can cook. Do you agree with that statement, Steffi?
I mean, maybe the gentlemen that were there, they don't like cola bottle shaped figures anymore. These guys, I don't know. Also, I can't really comment because I haven't really been around people like that. I told you I'm going to try to start going back out, not like before, but
I would say men do prefer to have a woman that knows how to cook. However, men are visual. Even the most saved men are visual. And they don't want to look next to them and look at somebody that looked like Who Shot John. I don't care what anybody says. They don't want to look at him like, who? You don't want to jump back looking at. I don't care what no one says. even though they might not be into all the va va voom, BBL, blah blah blah, and all that extra stuff, they still want somebody that's a little bit cute in the face, that's some look cute that they'll be proud to have around her, around their arms. I'm just saying, I'm trying to find the pictures of my cooking to prove to people that I know how to cook. That's what I'm looking for. Y'all ain't gonna play me out. Y'all will not.
Mandy,
They
it's fun.
will
Really,
not.
have a cook off one day. Don't worry.
They
We'll
would
do that.
not. Y'all would not do that to me. Y'all will not do that to me at all. I'm almost there. I just gotta find the right group. Y'all will not do that to me. And Steffi, we just choose not to cook because we have the freedom of not cooking right now. It's just a freedom of choice. Okay. So I'm a person, and when we cook from scratch. We don't do that out of box kind of thing. She said needing to show pictures that expose you. But I'm just saying, we know how to cook. We just choose not to cook. We just choose not. Well, probably just that I cooked and made breakfast for y'all when I was down there, and wasn't it good? She's like, I'm slow, but it was good. I'm slow. Good. Okay. This is my creamy Tuscan salmon. Doesn't that look great? Say yum yum yum. It looks just as great. One day,
my God,
even Burger King, but I wanted to make Burger King from scratch, so I made me my original chicken sandwich from scratch, and then I made some home fries. Let's go. So y'all will not play us out. Y'all ain't gonna do that to me and Steffi. Y'all will not do that. We just choose not to cook. We just choose not to cook. Yes, we are spoiled. Yes, we are spoiled. And that's because we're God's little princesses. And God likes to have us spoiled. That's all.
Something's wrong with mine if he likes women all filled up with plastic and stuff. Natural bodies.
I told you they like natural. That's what we started out with, that men like women in their natural state. I remember this woman. I remember this woman did so much plastic surgery that when she had her baby, she went and did a paternity test because the baby didn't look like her or the father. So she went and did a paternity test with the father. Now, when they showed a picture of the baby, they went and digged up an old picture of the woman before she had the plastic surgery and was like, ma'am, this is your child. This is your child right here. You might have forgot what you look like, but your genes surely did not. This I tell you, you got to date these women without the makeup on because you got to see what they look like so you can see what struggle your child is.
First woman, the first date. I'm joking.
I'm in agreement. You won't have time to cook from scratch every day. I am in agreement. But, I'm just telling y'all that me and Steffi, we are capable from cooking from scratch. We just choose not to cook because we don't have to from time to time. My goal is to cook once a week. I've been failing. I was successful 2 weeks in a row and it all went downhill.
That's absolutely crazy.
Oh God. I failed. I did great for 2 weeks because, and then after that, it just went downhill. I have a family full of moving parts. Absolutely. We're not lazy cooks. We just don't have to cook. Now, if we are put in a situation where we have to cook, we're not going to sit there and starve and die. We're not. We are going to and cook something, and it won't be ramen noodles. It won't be that. It ain't gonna be that ramen noodle that takes 2 minutes to make. No, we're gonna go in, get the chicken, get the beef, get the oxtail, get whatever we want to cook down. Do what we gotta do. We Caribbean. We just choose not to cook because we don't have to cook because we're God's little princesses. Thank you.
Man, you don't make these people listen to this and be like, okay, from now on, the two of you, because like you had a lot of mouth on air, huh? You love to cook.
They're gonna challenge me. Listen. They said someone challenge you and ask you to cook. The safest dish is go with salmon. You can't mess it up. Is the safest dish. You just go with salmon or chicken. Now I'll say this. I just think that God pampers us right now because He's setting the standard. He's setting the standard and saying,
I
I'm
like that.
yeah, you see, I'm working, I'm making this up as we go. I'm cooking. But he's setting a standard of how you should be treated. He's setting the standard of how we should be treated. And she said, y'all can cook, but you are blessed to have absolutely. That's the secret of why we
Right
don't
there.
cook
Right
is
there.
'cause we
Right
have
there.
Caribbean moms. That's the secret. And Caribbean's moms be cooking every day or every other day. But God is just setting the standard of how we should be treated by men, because he says, I love to pamper and spoil you guys. And our future mates are going to do the same thing for us. That's all.
So queuing, hopefully the guy knows how to cook too, because that's the only thing I want to do 50-50. I'm okay with not having to split the bills.
Okay. Can we talk about that the next episode about this 50-50 stuff? Because I'm not with 50-50, but we can talk, we can have a conversation. I think
I'm not with 50-50. The only thing I'm 50-50 with is we both need to know how to cook.
I don't know. Like I would prefer my husband know how to cook too as well. But like we're talking about a family unit in 2025, right? Where both people are working, right? We're both going to work for 8-10 plus hours a day. I think there should be a compromise in the household. The expectation that one person does all the cooking, I think that's a little bit obsolete, because what I find out, and I'm these men, they might eat me up in the chat, but I don't care. I find out that there are a lot of men that still prefer to have a traditional household where they go out, they work, they come home, and they don't do anything around the house. I'm just saying, I'm single, but I'm just saying that's what the word on the street is. I'm not saying this. I'm saying that's what them people there in the street saying. And what we find is that a lot of women, they go out, they work, they come home, and there's this
I was about to start something, but I'm gonna try not to.
There's this expectation of them doing the cooking, taking the kids well, but I'm saying y'all gotta compromise. So I love the idea of him knowing how to cook. He cooks 2 days. It's not even every day. He cooks one time, the food lasts 2 days, and she cooks the next day. The food lasts 2 days. That's 4 days. I think y'all could figure it out. Okay, long story I'm short is that every household is different, and you got to figure out what works for your household. Long story short, that whole rant is to say, figure out what works for your household.
And that's fine with me. If I don't work,
Pastor Micah, he does most of the cooking. See, I gotta marry a man like Pastor Micah, because that would be just such a blessing, because I'm God's little princess. I'm spoiled. So there are men that love to cook, and it's therapeutic for them. So if you get lucky and marry a man that loves to cook, oh my God, it's such a blessing. I gotta cook. I will wash the dishes, babe. I will wash the dishes for you.
So Mandy, you need to remember our topic for the next time then, because you threw it out there that we 50-50. Because us, y'all, I don't know if y'all know, but
we don't plan this stuff. We come on.
We just allow God to lead. And then wherever we go.
I like that. We could talk about 50-50 because it's a conversation that needs to have. I think a lot of people, especially single people who have never been married, I think we have such a perception of what marriage looks like, what the dynamic look like, all of that stuff. And the reality is, I think it's completely different than what we truly think it should be. And many people, when they come in with this preconceived notion of what it looks like, some people, they hit a little, rough patch, because you got to go through that learning curve to figure out what works best for your household. Okay, I think we're complete. I hope y'all enjoyed us. We will be back in May. If you are in the Waldorf area, please meet us May 23rd. Or no, you can just drive down and fly into as well. We will be in person May 23rd, 24th in Waldorf, Maryland at the Latter Rain Conference. Ezekiel's Call, a Gathering of the Prophets. I know it's going to be bananas. There are people flying in from all over the country, from across the waters, from England, London, UK. We have people coming from the west side of the country. So it's going to be a phenomenal gathering. Every time Latter Rain comes together, I always say, and Steffi, you can attest to that, it feels like a big family reunion. That's what it feels like. Even though it's church, it literally feels like a family reunion. We come in, we hug each other, we say how you doing, and all of that stuff. So if you're in the Maryland area or not, and you want to come meet and hang out with us, May 23rd, 24th, let us know. And we are going to do something in April, Steffi, because we're going to try to explore one of these areas, April 19th. Maybe or maybe or not. We might share it on social media. Maybe I want to come hang out with us. So we'll probably be in the DC area. I don't know. We'll see how we feel about that. But we'll plan something for April 19th and go hang
Pickleball.
pickleball. We're going to do pickleball. There we go. That's going to be in
This is
DC.
gonna be halfway spring, summer, and everybody's gonna be in their pickleball gear. So let's do pickleball.
How am I supposed
I
to
need to
dress?
go. Huh?
How am I supposed to
Like
dress?
you're playing tennis.
Okay, playing tennis. Good.
Yeah,
So
you know the cute little skirts that they have now.
I ain't gonna wear no
Look like
skirts.
mine.
I will wear my little leggings and but I'm gonna look cute because the goal is to look cute and to be struggling so that you can get help. Got it. Nate, got it. I'm with you. I'm gonna look extra cute. Got it. I see what I see what you're putting down. Got it. I see what you. So y'all, that means Steffi gonna be wearing mini skirts. So y'all pray her strength in the Lord. It was a pleasure hanging out with y'all.
That is not what I said, but sure.
She gonna have a mini skirt on. I'll make
You
sure
know
I
what I'm
take
talking
pictures,
about,
y'all.
though, right? Like
Yeah, the tennis outfit, the cute
merino-
outfit.
Yes.
It's appropriate for the settings. There's certain it's just like going to the beach in a nun's office. That in a nun outfit. That is not appropriate for that setting. So I get it. We'll give you a pass. It goes with the occasion. But I'm gonna make sure I take pictures, y'all, of her and bring it back and show you what she on wore to try to catch fish out there. She put her bait out there to try to catch fish. She gonna put her bait out there. I will tell you how we go. We're gonna come back and let you know how it goes. So yeah. I'm gonna dress holy, y'all. I'm gonna be covered from head to toe because I'm holy and safe.
Mandy's just ranting now.
I'm gonna be dressed from head to toe. I'm gonna be there in a turtleneck, y'all. I'm gonna be in a turtleneck, and I'm gonna make sure I have one of those big long skirts that go down to the gown like a missionary. You know how they do back in the days when you couldn't wear a skirt higher than your ankle. I'm gonna be holy. I can't say the same thing for Steffi, but you know, I'm safe.
Under the bus.
Yes, ma'am.
No,
absolutely.
it should be fun.
It should be fun.
But they have. I was trying to say this. You know, they have the ones where it's long enough, and it's basically the skirts have the underneath, so you don't have to get like tights over those. That's what I'm talking about.
You are right, because I know that I've seen a lot of Muslim women wear them when they do sports. You are 100% right.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're cute.
I'll take pictures, y'all. I'm gonna take pictures and bring it back to
you. Before we go too, because I think this was important, because you know when we're talking about singleness, where did it go? Father, please let me find it real quick before we leave. We gotta basically watch your expectations before getting married. Something to simmer on as you leave. But yeah, I thought it was.
I love it, and I think a good balance to single people, especially for those who have never been married, is to start having those conversations with people who have been or are where we desire to be, because they can give you some wisdom. So I am team always talking to people that are married and also even divorcees, because they can tell you what went well, what didn't go right. It's a mosquito, sorry, you know, I'm so attracted that even the mosquitoes, they like to come to me and bite me. So you know, I'm just so irresistible. I get it. Even the mosquitoes want me, you know. It's let me be serious. But yeah, I love that wisdom. Watch your expectations before marriage. Love it. Any final comments?
Thank you guys for always tuning in, listening to us rant, because you know sometimes you can grab little nuggets out of that rant, and hopefully you know you are continuing to live a life that is single and saved. Okay, that's all I got.
And my last comment is, women, Don't take offense, because this is what started this whole conversation. Please don't be offended when a man wants to see you in your natural state. They just want to admire your natural beauty. Please don't take offense like that woman in the video that basically called that man broke and all and disgusted and a bum, all because he just wanted to admire her in her natural state. Men, they just want to see you for who you are and who you truly are. And I think as someone, I think that's not a difficult or terrible ask. Like I want to see him, and we see, well, that's a different conversation. I would say we see them in their natural state, but now I found out that a lot of them be wearing the fake bears and the fake thing. You know, girl, I'm gonna go down that rabbit hole. But don't take offense. Yes, that is a trend, girl. They got their man weaves now and their man bears. It is a thing. Go on social media, look it up. But I'm saying to say, long story short, the moral of the story, females, please don't take offense when a man says, I want to see you in your natural state. They just want to see what you really look like beyond all the makeup, all the wigs and the weaves. And I don't think that's such a difficult ask. Okay. All right, family. It's been great hanging out with you. See you next month. Steffi, I'll see you this month because we're hanging out to do pickleball. I hope I said that right. And if you would like to come hang out with us, we are going to be in person. TJ is going to be there too as well. In May 23rd, 24th. Love you guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Till next time.
This is a Latter Rain production, the Living Single and Saved podcast, hosted by Mandy and Steffi. We are a safe space for a community of believers who are passionate about living life according to biblical standards while navigating everyday challenges encountered by singles. Tune in every first Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Program will be streamed live via YouTube, Facebook, and the Latter Rain website. For more information, please visit www.latterrain.apww.org.
We're living single and saved.